Like, this for me is one of the biggest, like, oh my god, we're screwed moments for the WNBA.
The WNBA is struggling, and it's becoming harder to hide. Since Caitlin Clark went out with a quad injury on May 24th, the league has been facing serious financial trouble, and it's showing. It's clear she's been a major draw, and without her on the court, the impact is being felt across the board.
The first time without Caitlin, come on, these guys gotta do $1 million, right? No, they gotta do 900,000 then, right? No, 800,000? What about 700,000? What? 600,000 views. Without a helpful hand from Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever.
The WNBA is in panic mode, and there's no quick fix in sight. Since Caitlin Clark's injury, national TV ratings have dropped sharply, down 55%. That's not just a small drop, it's a major decline that's hard to ignore. The numbers tell the story, and it's not a good one.
It was just announced that WNBA TV ratings are down more than 50% since Caitlin Clark's injury. And it was also reported that the Indiana Fever television viewership is also down over 53%.
At the same time, viewership for the Indiana Fever's nationally televised games has taken a major hit, falling 53%, from 1.81 million viewers to just 847,000. That's nearly a million fans who've tuned out since Caitlin Clark's absence. The WNBA went from must-see TV to something people barely notice, almost overnight.
There were 3 players on the floor with signature shoes. 3. Not 1, not 2, but 3 players on the floor that have signature shoes. 606K on ESPN. The Fever, without Caitlin Clark, get more viewers on ION. The Fever, without Caitlin Clark, Fever get more views on NBA TV.
And here's the bottom line. This isn't just about one team. The entire league has been riding a wave of attention largely thanks to one player, and now, it's feeling the consequences. Putting all that momentum behind Caitlin Clark was a big gamble, and it's backfiring. Let's talk dollars, because that's what really gets the XX nervous. Ticket prices for the Fever's away games have dropped sharply, like a rock.
As much as some people hate to admit it, the WNBA needs Caitlin Clark. Because for ratings to be down 50% since she's been injured is insane, and it shows her worth that she brings to the league. It shows that she brings eyes. Now, I'm not going to lie, 20 to 25%.
Before Caitlin Clark's injury, fans were shelling out $86 just to get into a game in Chicago. After the injury, tickets in Washington dropped from $41 to just $14. That's a 66% drop in both cases. These numbers should be a wake-up call for every WNBA executive who thought the momentum would last no matter what. The secondary ticket market doesn't lie. When your biggest star isn't on the court, fans aren't showing up.
Wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm understanding this correctly. A league that is desperate for attention. A league that is begging to be noticed. A league that's been completely ignored and forgotten over the last couple of weeks. This dump of dumps that can't generate interest based on their on-court product, which mainly consists of airballed free throws and some of the worst pretend basketball imaginable. This league is so bad, they can't even pretend to play well. A league that is struggling to sell tickets.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe. The WNBA made a big mistake thinking their recent growth was organic. In truth, they were simply riding the wave of Caitlin Clark's massive fan base. Last season, she was responsible for an incredible 26.5% of all the league's economic activity. Let that sink in. One player out of more than 140 brought in over a quarter of the league's revenue. Clark was valued at around $875 million to the WNBA in 2024, with projections easily pushing past $1 billion in 2025. But now, their biggest star is sidelined with an injury, and the league is left watching its main source of momentum vanish, along with its revenue.
Has been a lightning rod for attention since entering the league. She brought in new fans, national media, and even primetime slots. Her absence isn't just hurting the Indiana Fever, it's apparently impacted the entire league's momentum. But this also sparks a deeper conversation. Is it fair for one rookie to carry the weight of an entire league's popularity? You see, critics say the WNBA's marketing has leaned heavily on Caitlin.
And where was the WNBA while their biggest star was taking hit after hit on the court? Nowhere. They stood on the sidelines as Caitlin Clark became a target for hard fouls and cheap shots, treated more like a punching bag than the face of the league. DJ Carrington leads the league in flagrant fouls with 3 in just over a month. Most players don't even get 1 in an entire season. Kennedy Carter slammed into Clark like it was a wrestling match, not a basketball game. Meanwhile, Angel Reese was seen cheering from the bench, as if watching her rival get knocked around was part of the show. And the referees? They've been letting it happen, literally turning their backs while Clark gets roughed up. It's not just bad officiating, it's a failure to protect the player who's done more for the league than anyone else in recent memory.
I hope that is a wake-up call for Kathy Engelberg. Hello, lady. Wake up. Wake up. That's your golden goose. Wake up. Stop trying to kill her. I'm sick of this lady, bro. I can't stand Kathy Engelberg. Nobody cares about the other players like that, and it's just proof in the pudding. So 50%, that's a huge number. Okay, significant. So you need to protect your golden goose. You need to change the rules. You also got to get better referees to protect your asset, or your asset is gone. How about that? That's what needs to happen, because if you don't protect the golden goose now, you should be gone.
Even Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White has spoken out, calling the officiating egregious and saying the level of disrespect toward her team has been unbelievable. When your star player leads the league in fouls drawn, 46 in just the first third of the season, and the refs act like it's all part of the entertainment, there's a serious problem. They've even hit Clark with a technical foul for something as minor as the ball bouncing off the back of the backboard, yet when she gets clotheslined on the court, the whistles stay silent. It's gotten so bad that Indiana Congressman Jim Banks sent a letter to WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, demanding answers about Clark's safety. When lawmakers feel the need to step in because officiating has become a public safety concern, you know things have gone off the rails. Banks pointed out what everyone can see: Clark's presence has massively boosted viewership and attendance. Yet, the league seems unwilling to protect her. It's like owning a Ferrari and letting people smash it with baseball bats in the parking lot.
Because we had so much drama and the media, I felt like, mishandled so many things with the WNBA last season, and specifically with Caitlin Clark and her fan base. And that's one thing when you start thinking about how many people stopped watching when Caitlin Clark got injured. A lot of people stopped watching because they are boycotting the WNBA. They don't want to give viewership to any other teams or any other players, whether they like other players on the team or not, because of how the media and the league itself has handled Caitlin Clark and how they have treated her fans.
The WNBA built this moment, and now it's backfiring. They fueled rivalries, encouraged more physical play, and turned games into something closer to contact sports. But here's what they didn't plan for: when your biggest star gets hurt because of all that rough play, fans start tuning out. Sports betting on Indiana Fever games dropped by nearly 50% in just 1 week after Caitlin Clark's injury. BetMGM also reported a 37% drop in betting activity for any game she wasn't playing in. When even the gamblers are backing off, that's a serious red flag. Attendance was way up in 2024, averaging 9,872 fans per game compared to 6,615 in 2023, and that jump happened right as Clark joined the league. The Fever were pulling in over 17,000 fans a night, even outdrawing the NBA's Indiana Pacers. But now that she's sidelined, empty seats are making a lot more noise than cheering fans. In May 2024, the WNBA hit its highest ticket sales in 26 years, up a massive 156% from the year before. And what changed? One thing: Caitlin Clark.
You care about TV ratings, you protect the golden goose. It's not about special privileges, it's just keeping it fair with the referees, but also keeping it fair for everybody. The stupid ticky-tack fouls, even Kelsey Plum Dog is pissed off and yelling at the refs in press conferences. So 50% of your audience is gone, and also hurt the Indiana Fever as well, because the Indiana Fever fans are not going to games as often. When are you going to wake up? The league is literally Caitlin Clark. And I said this before, that Caitlin Clark should claim the WNBA as dependent at this point.